Now that the Artemis II mission is completed, I started thinking about the Artemis III mission. And what if I were in charge of the photography and video aspect of the mission? I've got a NASA-sized budget. What camera do I choose? I need something with a lot of dynamic range because there's really no in-between. It's just blinding highlights and nothing in the shadows of these craters. So I need something with a large sensor, maybe a medium format sensor. I need something capable of both photo and video. But really, you can pull stills from video now these days in such a good way. Do you continue on with the tradition of just using Hasselblad? The original missions, they just used a Hasselblad. The exposure was set in the moon lander so that when they got out there, they just literally point and shoot, and it should work out. And it did work out. The photos are unreal. I also have to think about the housing that you put this camera in. You gotta be able to use and manipulate the camera with these big space gloves on. The housing also needs to withstand a lot of radiation. We really don't know how much radiation on a day-to-day basis there is on the moon. It really is dependent on how much solar wind is hitting wherever you are on the moon at any given moment. Sometimes it's really heavy, and other times it's not. Not only would that housing need to protect from radiation, but also moon dust. You think shooting on a beach is difficult. The dust on the moon is really sharp, like shards of glass. There's never been running water on the moon to erode any rock. So all rock is jagged and really sharp, razor sharp. Gets caught in your lungs, probably gets caught on the sensor. You also have to think about the fact that there is no atmosphere. You're always used to shooting with oxygen in the air. Even in a studio, there's no exterior light, there is air. So I wonder if things are gonna just look differently without shooting through air all the time. Another thing to think about is tripod. A long exposure could go a long way as well on the moon. If you actually want to photograph what's in the craters, with a long enough exposure, you'd actually use starlight to see what's going on in there. Plus, you would have some really cool images to put on your wall and say, I took that. All in all, it seems like there's a million factors to consider, all of which don't take place on Earth. There are so many different variables you can't foresee. I feel like just like any set, you imagine what it's going to be like when you get there. When you get there, sometimes it's not at all what you expected. I have a feeling the moon would be a lot like that. So yes, if you were wondering, this is my formal submission to become part of the photography team at NASA. Come on, let me in. Can I be part of the team? It's not gonna happen, I know.